The most well-known sandwich chain in America might be Subway, but like other fast food chains, Subway hides many of its profits behind closed doors. Did you know that at one point, Subway had become the fastest-growing business in history after expanding from 200 stores in 1982 to more than 44,000 locations? We at Business Owl made an effort to cover everything from their beginnings 55 years ago through their subsequent ascent to the top and their brief stint as the largest food chain in the world. Several of you could be holding a sub sandwich while you view this video. So please help us grow this channel by sharing this video with just a few of your closest friends. You just might learn something from our channel about crucial business case study lessons, finance, and the stock market. And sharing and subscribing will allow us to keep providing the Business Owl family with thoroughly researched educational content. The development and success of Subway. Fred DeLuca needed to make money in 1965 to attend medical school. His close family friend, Dr. Peter Buck, gave him a money-making business concept. The greatest sandwich in town was going to be sold. Get ingredients from the market, create the sandwiches, and profit from their sale. Young Fred DeLuca was given this advice. DeLuca thought the concept was intriguing enough, and Mr. Buck, a nuclear scientist, had enough faith in his friend's abilities that they decided to work together. A week before the restaurant opened, DeLuca started handing out brochures to individuals waiting in their cars at the red light next to his shop to draw in the first round of guests. When approaching them, he only remarked, "Hello, I'm opening a sandwich store on Saturday. Will you join us?" Yet, oddly enough, folks would excitedly inquire, "Oh, where is it?" And all he does is point to the store from the middle of the roadway. Here is how two guys, Peter and DeLuca, used this straightforward method to sell not just 100, but 312 sandwiches on the first day. Now, what about the store's name? Do you know how frequently it is modified? Let's have a look. Originally, the company had advertised their business as Pete's Submarines, but this sounded like Pizza Marines in radio advertisement, so they changed it to Pete's Subway, and in 1968 it was further abbreviated to just Subway as we now know it. Subway was a big success on the first day, but things could have gone better for them. Things began to deteriorate in the first year, so Subway chose to close its first restaurant. Then, though, DeLuca made a decision that at the time appeared to be insane. What action did he take? Well, he decided to open a second restaurant. But not only that, he continued to open a third. He explained in an interview that he wanted to experiment with the location to observe how demand for his sandwiches differed depending upon where he was. But that wasn't the only reason. He also said in a later interview that he wanted to create the impression that they had to open 2 or more eateries because of this enormous demand for his sandwiches. Smart. This concept is incredibly intriguing and astounding to us. How do you feel about it? Comment down below and let us know your thoughts on this tactic. Okay, returning to the core topic at hand. By the end of the first year, Pete and DeLuca were managing not just 1 but 3 Subway restaurants operating at a loss. But they persisted in going. Year after year, they kept growing. By the end of 1974, they owned 16 restaurants. So what made us say ownership? Because they began selling franchises after that. You see, franchising is the only method for well-known businesses like McDonald's and Subway to expand quickly without risk to the parent company. Interestingly, the total franchise fees required to open a McDonald's restaurant are much greater than that of a Subway. Here you can see that the total investment needed for a Subway restaurant is far from that required for a McDonald's restaurant, which ranges from $800,000 to $1,700,000, depending upon the type of franchise you're looking for. Thus, you see Subway comparatively became a much more affordable option for small and medium business owners. As a result, Subway was able to grow its clientele both domestically and internationally quickly. But let's be honest, franchises only sell when consumers believe they're worth the time and money, correct? Well, let's look at the marketing methods Subway employed to build such a strong brand image. Marketing strategy used. Although Subway has marketed itself as a healthier alternative to the fried and greasy KFC chicken and McDonald's burgers since its inception, as the saying goes, in both life and the workplace, success depends on being in the right place at the right time. Subway experienced the same thing. Obesity and diabetes increased the importance in American society in the 1990s and early 2000s. For the average American, maintaining a healthy weight and nutrition became paramount. And in 1997, Subway launched a campaign to promote its 7 low-fat sandwiches and contrast them with the fatty burgers and tacos offered by rival fast food chains. Subway quickly transformed a small market into one of the biggest restaurant chains by capitalizing on Americans' health concerns. At the same time, something happened that forever altered their journey. Jared Fogle, who claimed he formerly weighed 425 pounds but lost almost 200 pounds by only eating Subway sandwiches, was first introduced to the United States by Subway in 2000. Subway later spent nearly 2 decades marketing Fogle, combining him with dozens of commercials featuring other people who shared a similar experience of losing weight by eating Subway sandwiches. Soon, Fogle was making appearances around the nation. One such advertisement had Fogle holding up his old pants to show how much weight he had shed. The campaign was so successful that sales increased by 20% immediately following the initial commercial. The Subway didn't end there either. Later in 2008, during the U.S. Great Recession, many Americans experienced a severe financial catastrophe. For the average customer, the price had become a major consideration. Subway then began to concentrate its marketing efforts on the $5 footlong. By 2011, the business's sales had surpassed $11.5 billion due to the eye-catching $5 footlong campaign and capitalizing on Fogle's advertising success. Why Subway never went public? Amazingly, despite all this success, Subway has remained a privately held firm, despite the fact that long lines of investment bankers would have easily gathered to purchase shares of this business that would eventually grow the company to be one of the biggest restaurant chains ever. The question now arises why the Subway would never go public. DeLuca had no interest in exiting the firm, and the franchise business model allowed the chain to grow quickly without raising much extra money. DeLuca also mentioned to Nation Restaurant News in 2010 that he would talk to his co-founder Buck about this. Because working with a franchise owner was already so difficult, they frequently questioned whether they wanted to answer to so many extra stakeholders. And for that reason, my friends, unlike its rivals McDonald's and KFC, Subway never went public. And much like when you're eating a sub, you eventually reach the end of the sandwich. And this is the end of the video. We sincerely hope you found it enjoyable. If you did, please give the video a like and comment, and spread the word about our channel to business enthusiasts and Subway enthusiasts alike, much like you'd spread mayonnaise on a sandwich. Feel free to share any insider information or marketing gimmicks you may have heard about Subway with us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you appreciate learning more about business models, marketing strategies, or case studies of many well-known brands, please click the Business Owl subscription button to make our journey as wholesome and delicious as a yummy Subway sandwich. Also, comment below if you think Subway is a healthy option.